What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a story time that my friend actually told me about. A friend I used to skate with a lot. One time I wasn't there, but he ended up getting his skateboard stolen by this angry Karen lady that hated that he had one. But yeah, he told me I could tell it on the channel, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so when I was like 16, 17 years old, me and my friends would skate pretty regularly, and every now and then one of us would be busy and the group would still skate. It's not like if one person wasn't there, we all sat there and went, no one touch a skateboard, it's illegal now. But whatever, one day my friends were at the skate park doing their thing, which is where you're supposed to be on your skateboard, right? Usually they would just go skate stair sets and stuff, but they were just there to warm up before they got on the bus and went to this place downtown to skate. And so finally everybody gets there and they start walking over to the bus stop. And, for the most part, it was pretty chill. You would just pick up your skateboard, get on the bus, and then get off the bus with your skateboard. You didn't do tricks on the bus, obviously. There wasn't a verse about that in the wheels of the bus. The wheels on the bus say, "Do a kickflip now or I crash the vehicle." I don't think that's how it goes, but whatever. They're sitting there waiting for the bus to pull up, and there's this, middle-aged woman kind of sitting with her back to them with her arms crossed. And they didn't even notice her at first. They were just kind of talking amongst themselves, and they were talking about where they were going to go once they got off the bus. And the friend, who was actually the main guy who got his skateboard stolen in this story, was filming a, little skate part at the time. He was the best in our friend group. He wanted to film a little part so that way he could, send it out and maybe get sponsored. So he was talking about how he wanted to go to this specific stair set and how he wanted to film it. And it's really no one on the bus's business what other people are talking about. If you're just sitting there eavesdropping on random conversations, kind of cringe. But for some reason, this middle-aged lady decides that she has to say something, and she turns to him and says, "Do you really feel that it's appropriate to skate on public property?" And he kind of looks at her and he giggles a little bit because he thought she was kind of being sarcastic. When you say something to somebody that just is ridiculous because you want them to laugh at how ridiculous it is. That's how he kind of thought about it. And he went, "Oh yeah, well, if they kick us out, they kick us out." Which is honestly his opinion on it. And he thought that she would be like, "Oh, okay," everything was gonna be fine. But she instead just gets her eyebrows all furrowed together all angrily. "Do you think it's funny when security guards have to kick skaters off of property? Do you think that's what they want to do with their day?" And my friend's kind of confused. And listen, if a security guard were to come up to us when we were skating and tell us to leave, we would just leave. We didn't want any problems. We didn't want to cause any issues. But my friend, trying to be a smart aleck in this situation, says, well, they're kind of there to do their job. So yeah, I think that's what they want to do with their day. And we would never try to cause issues, but in a way, he's right. Lady, if the security guard comes and says don't skate here, we'll leave. But yeah, it's kind of his job to keep the building secure, so if he comes and does it, I don't think it's some super big annoyance. Maybe if we were a different group of kids that were just gonna fight Paul Blart if he told us to get out of there, it would be a different story, but none of us were going to do that. None of us were like that. And then she starts going off about how obviously my friend has no respect for anyone in the security industry, and it's one of the most dangerous jobs around. Which, I don't know how she jumped to that conclusion. First of all, yes, are security guards further in danger than a normal job? Sure. Let's not pretend that the average security guard walking around the mall, though, is tackling suspects on a daily basis. And on top of it, I don't know what my friend's saying. Yeah, it's just their job to be a smart aleck. Makes you think that he just doesn't respect anyone who does it or doesn't think the job has any danger to it. He didn't say that. It's not like he walked up to this lady and said, "Oh, is your husband a security guard? Yeah, bet you he's a big poo-poo stinky head." Security guards suck. I don't respect them at all. If I see a security guard, I'm gonna try to punch them. No one said that. But she's just talking about how kids on skateboards have no respect for anyone. Yeah, you know how it is. When I got my first skateboard, it came with a little instruction booklet in the box. I opened it up. I was like, my first complete skateboard. This is awesome. And it said, okay, now that you have a skateboard, there's a few ground rules that you have to know. First of all, if anyone says that skateboarding sucks, hit them with the skateboard. Do it as fast as possible. And if anyone says that they deserve respect, then you need to spit in their eye. That's what I was told when I got my skateboard. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone does, right? Let me know in the comments section. I'm pretty sure every skateboard comes with instructions that you are not allowed to respect anyone. Obviously, that's a joke, but like, I don't understand what people having a skateboard has to do with disrespecting people. You're just gonna make a big sweeping generalization. Everybody named Tony is a tiger who loves Frosted Flakes. Like, okay, what about Tony who's not a tiger and doesn't love Frosted Flakes? Somewhere out there is probably some like posh British skateboarder. He does a kickflip down a stair set and then goes, "Oh yes, a pip pip cheerio. I sure do love my mummy for getting me into skateboarding." I don't think every skateboarder is disrespectful. Like, sure, have I seen videos on YouTube where skaters are kind of in the wrong and they're just being a jerk? Yeah, but I think any group of people can have that, bro. You can probably find a video of any person from any group being stupid at some point. If it's a big enough group. Like, if over 1 million people are into a hobby, then there's going to be someone that's made it look stupid before. It's just a numbers game at that point. But whatever, my friend starts trying to defuse the situation and just says, "Look, we'll skate back up to the skate park, we'll let you be, and we'll just catch the next bus," which is the mature thing to do. Did he have to do that? No. They could have just gotten over it and gotten on the bus. That's probably what I would have done, but just not wanting it to be an issue, not wanting the bus driver to have to deal with it, not wanting maybe bus security to have to deal with it. See, he does respect them. He's just like, "We're gonna skate out of here." So they all start picking up their stuff to go back to the skate park, and the buses would come every like 30 minutes. So it sucked, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. But as they go skating away, the Karen stands up and is like, "Where do you think you're going?" And my friend turns around confused and kind of says, "Well, you said that you didn't want us there. You don't like us. You're yelling at us. You're saying we don't respect anyone. So we will just wait until the next bus because we do not want to cause any problems." And she's just going off now about how they're being so dramatic and they're the ones that started the problem and they're not going anywhere and she's gonna make them get on this bus. I don't know why she decided to go that route, man. If you're arguing with someone and you hate them and you're like, "Oh, you suck, you've ruined anything," and they say, "We're gonna leave," and then you start being like, "You're not gonna leave," I think that's kind of on you at that point. Like, "Oh, these kids are so annoying. We're gonna leave." No, you're not. Like, oh, well, then what do you want them to do, man? And now my friend's getting increasingly annoyed. I would have snapped already. He's got a little bit more patience than me, but he's kind of like, "Listen, we're not getting on this bus. We don't want to ride on the bus with you. We'll just leave you alone. Like, stop." And they go to turn, and he has his skateboard in his hand, and when he turns and steps away, he feels something on the trucks, and he looks back, and this Karen has her hands like mall grabbing the trucks on the skateboard and is pulling back. And so he just has his hand around the skateboard, and he says, "Let go of my stuff." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna take this with me. If you're not gonna get on the bus, then you're losing the skateboard." And he's like, "You're not gonna take my skateboard. You're just not gonna do that, like, give it to me." And they're just kind of having this standoff where they're both pulling on it, but not really hard. Like, they're just kind of going back and forth gently. And she says, "Let go of the board." And he just says, "I'm not going to let go of my skateboard because it was his. I don't think you have the right to just take stuff." And she tries to be all like, tough lady, "I'm stronger than you kids," and pulls really hard on the skateboard. Well, the only issue with that is my friend kind of saw it coming because she did the thing where you kind of dig your heels in a little bit and you like squat down to get ready to get a rip on it, like you're in a rowing machine or something. I don't know. Your parents might have made that up for you to get into college, but maybe you're actually on the rowing team. But since it's so telegraphed, my friend realizes that she's about to pull on the skateboard very hard, so he does something that, listen, was it the nicest thing in the world? No. Was it hilarious and deserved because she's trying to steal his things? Yes. And he just lets go of his end. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen what happens when someone pulls something really hard and the other person lets go, but she yanks hard and there's just no resistance, so she just goes flying backwards, and the skateboard kind of goes up above her head and kind of around to her back, and it like hits her in the back because she's just yanked it so hard, and it kind of flipped through the air, and she falls backwards, and she's like, "Oh, you threw the skateboard at me." And my friend says, "I didn't throw the skateboard at you. I let it go when you were gonna pull on it." Because like, he didn't throw it at her. I mean, he just saw she was about to yank it, and so he just kind of was like, "All right, you do that." But because of the way it had like flung up, it had smacked her back and then bounced a little bit and like gone down the road, and it was rolling down the road. And she's still trying to say that he threw the skateboard at her, and he's like, "I did not throw the skateboard at you." And then she gets up and starts trying to run after the skateboard. But listen, it's rolling downhill, it's going pretty quick, and it's not like this lady is in marathon sprinting shape. Anyways, my friend starts to run after the board too, and now they're kind of racing, but he's a lot faster than her, so he passes her and is closer to the board. And as he gets close to the board, where like he can grab the tail end of it, he sees something fly past his face, and he's confused, so he looks back and he sees her kind of hobbling down the road, so he looks back to what she had thrown, and she had taken off her shoe and thrown it at him to try to like stop him from getting the skateboard. I don't know. It didn't really do anything. I feel like if anything that would make me more sure that I gotta get my skateboard and get out of here is when you start throwing shoes at me. Like clearly this is not gonna end well. I gotta go. But he dodges the shoe. I guess he didn't dodge it. She just missed. Grabs his board and turns around to sprint past her. And maybe at this point, she's got one shoe off. She's in the middle of the intersection chasing a kid with a skateboard. She would probably give up. But no, when he turns around and starts trying to sprint back to all of our friends who are still at the bus stop, she drops into like the kick returner stance. If you've ever watched football, you know when they do the kickoff? And the guy's running back and they're just all trying to tackle him. Like that's what she gets ready to do. Probably try to tackle him. And so he's running towards her because he has to go past her. He has no option. And she's just looking like she's going to tackle him. And as he's sprinting there, she's yelling like, I'm going to get that skateboard. Like if it's the last thing I do, Scooby-Doo villain type stuff. And so he's getting close and he's ready for her to like throw something at him, attack him or whatever. But he just sprints right past her. I almost think she didn't realize how fast he was going because he gets past her and just keeps running. And all of this is going on in the middle of the road. And now one of the lights have changed. So while all this is happening, there's like cars coming in and they're honking the horn because there's these idiots in the middle of the road chasing after a skateboard, throwing shoes at each other. And so my friend keeps running back to the group with the skateboard, but the Karen turns her anger on traffic and starts yelling at them for not helping her get the skateboard. Yeah, because all these people that are just like trying to drive to the grocery store really want to help you, random lady, steal something from some kid who's very clearly trying to run away from you. Anyways, my friend gets back to the group. They decide that they're gonna run back to the skate park and hang out till the next bus, so they do it. They go back to the bus stop. The lady's not there. They get on the bus. They go about their day. And yeah, basically some lady just tried to attack him and steal his skateboard and threw a shoe at him, which I know is very disrespectful in some cultures. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. I know this was a way shorter one than I've been doing recently. I just thought it was a funny story time, thought it would be something y'all would enjoy. And if you did, you should press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below and subscribe if you're new. If you like listening to these, I post the audio on Spotify, link in the description, along with a link to a YouTube playlist I made here of my favorite story times of the year. And yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.